Okay, today we're going to be doing some think out loud testing. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is that when you are given your scenario and your task, you will have to think out loud as you work towards your goal. Um, Make sure you tell me everything you're thinking, why you're selecting certain things, and everything of the sorts. Okay. So your scenario is going to be you have been given a file that needs to be 3D printed, and some areas are printed in midair, causing the print to fail. Your task is to add supports to the floating pieces in the file.
I'm putting the model on the platform. I have to add support beams, but I do not know what to add support beams to. Um, okay, I'm creating a vertical line, or I am attempting to, from the top to bottom. I do not know how this works. What am I supposed to be supporting? What do I have a float? These? So, like here. I see. How do I do this then? Um, I do not know what any of this means. I'm going to click linear. Touch platform. No. Okay. Going to try to connect this to the bottom, and it worked. Okay. I'm gonna add a couple more, because why not? Yeah. Okay. Um, wait, no support. I did it. I clicked auto support and it automatically put the supports where it needed, even spots I didn't think of. How do I remove them? This one. No, delete. Eh, I'm deleting these support beams that aren't in the middle. And I remove them. Um, would this count as a floating structure? Yeah, I guess it would. What is tree like? Hmm, why is it a tree? That's kind of weird. Um, hmm. I guess the reason why a tree-like support would be not better, but another way to support this structure would be, hold on, delete, would be conservation of the printer material and less stuff to print, so less time to print. Interesting. Uh, okay. Did I print it? Oh, I can move my mouse now. Okay, I'm going to start moving my mouse. Um, I don't know what any of this means because I've never done this before. Also, I can see what all of these tabs mean because this is my first time ever doing something like this. Below the model, yes. I clicked enable ref so it wouldn't stick to the bottom, so you can just break it off, I guess. Wait, let me start from the beginning. I don't know what any of those are, so I won't touch them. Hmm, decrease disk by a bit because I don't know. I don't know how 3D printers work, so I'm thinking if it goes too fast, it might just snap something off when the filament's hanging out from the spout. Okay. What is shell? Number of paths superimpose for building the shell, more paths, thicker shell. That would make the tree thing on the bottom harder to take out because I'm pretty sure you don't want that. You're just there for printing support.
That would actually be only on the actual piece itself, not on the support material. That does not affect the support material.
Okay. I do not know what the end product is, so I won't touch that. I don't know if it's supposed to be thick or not.
So your end product is just to have a successful print. So
Um, so it doesn't really.
it's just add your
Oh, we're
support
limit
material
testing.
and have a successful print for your 3D printer.
Okay. That path shape of linear is more polyline shape. This path for removal, oil grid. The whole idea of this test is to make it more stable, right? The print more stable. And it says that the grid is more stable than the polyline, while the polyline is easier to remove. So I'm gonna put grid. I don't know what any of those mean. I do not know what a raft is. Well, yes, I do. I enabled it earlier.
When you think your piece is ready to print, go ahead and move on.
Okay. And I don't know what any of these are, so I'm just. Do I save it?
Only if you want to. You can just press OK if you'd like.
I'll just press OK.
I guess save. Right now it's slicing the piece, by the way.
Uh,
Alright, you successfully added the support material and rafts, which is actually The one of the more important things to do whenever you have tree-like structures as support because they usually fall or break off the platform, and adding the raft helps a lot. So you did pretty good. Thank you, and yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Okay, today we're going to be doing some think out loud testing. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is that when you are given your scenario and your task, you will have to think out loud as you work towards your goal. Your scenario is going to be you have a part that you have previously printed and it was too weak and broke under stress. Adjust the print settings to fill the part more than the default and add extra walls.
Okay, so first thing I want to do is change the view to see the bottom. I want to see the bottom to see what I can do. Then what I want to do is add supports and then go to the auto supports to see
So,
what that shows me.
so slower, like you don't know what you're doing. Let's do it again. Just clear supports, go back, and click reset. There you go, big man.
Like I don't know what I'm doing.
Like pretend like you don't know what you're doing. Pretend like go slow, like explore the menus. Tell me what you're doing by doing it, okay? And stuff like that, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and start.
So first I want to see what I can do with the menu with the set view. I want to see the bottom, the top, see what angles I can get. And then I need to add support, so I'd have to go to the support tab. And let's see. What can I do there? Let's add the first. Let me go back and change the view. I want to see the bottom, and then I wanna let me close this out real quick, and then let me go back to supports, and then let's put the auto supports. Okay. Now we want to go back again. Let's move it around a little. Um, let's see. Oh, great. Why am I moving this again? No, 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 no. Go back. Please go back. That's good enough. Now, let's go back to the reset view to see what we've got. Uh, let's see supports. Those supports look way too thick, so let me change that to tree-like. It's okay, and then let's go back again. Let's go to the bottom view to see what we got. Add the supports, put the auto supports. Okay, now let's look at that from the side now. Let's see. Let's see, reset. View, right view. Top view? No, that's not gonna help me. The front view, look better. Yeah. Okay, let's go print. Since last time it broke down, I think I want to double the amount of shells and then double the density as well. Just do. Okay. After brim stays tree like supports on that, would you like to add a raft or a brim? Uh, let's add a raft. Let's save this. Yeah.
Here you have the final figure. You can use your right click button and scroll around to move around. But by scrolling that little layer tab that you did before, you can actually see how the density and the shell count actually look inside of the figure. So go ahead and slide it around half or around 10% down. Right there's fine. And look at the top of the actual 3D model. Look at the top of the 3D model. You see how it has that density? So you have successfully increased the density from 15% and thickened the walls compared to the original. Alright, thank you for your time and trying to use this newer software. You did great.
Okay. That's it, right?
Yep. Okay. So your scenario is going to be you have gotten your first file to print for your 3D printer. It's in 3D STL form and needs to be sliced. Your task is you need to load and slice the given file.
Okay.
So make sure that whenever you begin loading everything, you tell me why you decided to go to that area and what you're doing exactly as well.
Oh, okay. So, hold on. So, I decided to load the file. So, naturally, I'm going to go to File. I'm going to click Load File because that's how it typically is in other programs. So, I'm going to open the file that I downloaded. So, first of all, it says it's off the platform. So, I'm assuming that this means that this is the 3D printing environment. So, I'm going to say move it to the platform. I don't know why that's there. So, I deleted it. Okay, so we have this shape. I'm not sure why this wouldn't print right away. So I guess I can do a test run. So I click print. This is the. Are these settings correct already?
They should be. You're free to
Okay.
change them if you want. Um, I can't actually see the setting screens, which is okay. But you go
Oh,
ahead and
okay.
just keep on explaining what you're doing.
All right. So it says estimated print time 3 hours 17 minutes. We get this weird line on the bottom. So I'm assuming that's not wanted.
That's just standard for that 3D printer. So I have a couple questions. Do you
Yeah.
think that maybe the center of that piece might fall because the material might be bridging too much?
Hmm. Now, to be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with 3D printing, but that does seem like a an issue because when you 3D print, typically it's very hot, right? So I would imagine it would be uh, kind of drooping at the very least. So you'd probably want some sort of temporary support in the middle
Okay.
to support.
So you're always free to go back before the printing thing and look around through all the options that you have to see if you can add something as well.
Okay, auto supports. Well, that seems good to me. Although this is probably overly redundant,
It may be.
but uh, just based on this program having an auto supports button, I would just guess that maybe the default is what works best in most cases, but it might not be the most efficient because these supports do seem pretty thick. Um, so if we were to print this, it told me to add a brim for tree light supports, so I just decided to add one.
Okay.
So,
Basically, a brim adds that little ring around it, and it makes sure
oh,
that
okay,
tree-like support structure doesn't fall over
collapse.
and
Oh,
stay
okay,
on the printing surface during printing, and essentially make the piece fail.
yeah, got it. So this print, this second print, it would take about an hour longer. So I imagine that's not really wanted. Oh, cool. So we can slice it. So that's cool. So yeah, so it at the very least we would still have support in the middle if even if it's redundant. We could probably design something that's better that just looks like typical beam supports. So if I were to add some, okay, so I'm clearing the supports because I wanted to get rid of the ones I made before, and I'm gonna click these support options because I want to edit the supports to see if I can reduce the amount of material and printing time. So if I remember correctly, the last print would have taken about 11 meters cubed of material. So okay, so now I'm gonna try linear supports. So I'm going to set the pillar size to 1.5 millimeters, overhang threshold to 55 degrees, and then auto supports. That looks like a lot more.
Usually,
I don't know.
breaks do take more material, but they tend to be much more stable
Hmm,
and give you a better print generally.
right. I don't know how much support this needs, like compared to the auto support, because the to me at least the auto support seems very excessive. You know, it's almost like printing an entire block of materials. I don't know if this would work. I'm just kind of placing these willy nilly, but
That's okay as long as you think it's going to print well. That's all.
yeah. Now keep in mind, I have no experience with 3D printing.
Then that's totally fine.
Yeah. I know it needed to support these. Okay. Okay. And this would probably need a support as well. Let's see, what is this? Oh, I can slice it. Okay. All right. So I've added all the supports I think it would need, but maybe this will just collapse on itself. I don't know if these are wide enough. All right, so if we were to print this, then this would take a lot less material. So it would only take about 10 meters cubed of material, but the estimated print time would only be 15 minutes shorter. And now I'm going to test with the auto support feature with these pillars. So now I'm going to print it again. And wow. Um, so this takes 1.5 meters more cubed of material than the tree light structure, but it's almost the same amount of print time. So I'm assuming that these these structures are a lot easier to print than the tree like ones.
They're more geometric. They're
Oh, yeah. So I guess when I was first printing these, I was assuming that they were more like a solid beam, but now I see that they're actually uh, a lot more intelligently um, set up. So yeah, and I see that this structure here has supports as well. I will say that the supports that I can manually place seem to be a lot or very inferior to these because I can't get them to be as thin as these supports here.
so the supports you place are actually hollow, so they're little
Oh,
square
okay.
beams.
Oh, okay. and we also have supports on these legs to help those print. So that makes sense. So yeah, I would assume that both this and the tree-like supports would print correctly. I imagine that this one would be more stable, but you'd probably need a lot more cleanup because they're just more material. So if I was going for quality, I'd probably go for these. And if I just wanted a fast print that works, then I'd probably go for the tree-like function or supports. I'm gonna look at some of these tabs here. So tools, change the machine type. Wiping tower. I don't know what that does. Interesting. I don't see anything else that seems like we would need to edit it.
So if this is what you think the final product would print correctly, then you have completed your task and your first 3D print file is ready to be printed.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna print that. Should I save this and send it to you?
No, you don't. You don't actually have to print it.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
No, I mean, I meant like, should I send you the file?
No, you're good, dude. You can.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks.
It was very interesting. Yeah. I hope you got very good data for your class.
Oh, amazing. Actually, you did one of the best.